Go ahead. I'm still trying to set up this live.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Louisville? This is Sean Mucker with T. Marie.
What's up?
Brad, he's on his way, stuck in traffic, but we about to do the thing. I can't say that. We about to do the thing until he gets here. We're going to welcome our special guest in the building, Miss Ebony, Tax Service.
Hello.
Calloway, right?
Calloway.
Okay, I just want to mess your name up. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. What's up, T? You called in sick last week, didn't you?
Man.
Okay, it's all good. Hi, so let's get this interview started. So, we're here today, and this is tax season, so I know you get hit up a lot for tax season.
I do.
Okay. Can you tell us about your business?
I've been doing taxes for about 12 years. I've been actually have an office front for the last 6 years. I'm located at 2214 West Market Street. My base customers is your basic 1040s and your small businesses.
Okay. And you say you've been doing taxes for 12 years?
Yes.
Cool. I mean, it's cool. So, look, I'm not trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, because I need to do my taxes. So, how often, what are your hours? First of all, what's your hours?
Right now, I'm in there from like 10 to 2. It's kind of lax right now.
Because it ain't really officially tax season yet?
January the 27th, once we go live, I will be in there 9 to 9, 7 days a week for at least about 3 weeks. Okay. And because it's Ebony's Tax Service, if you call me, say you get off at 9:15 and you want your taxes done, I can accommodate the schedule. Say you want your taxes done before you go to work at 7. So I'm very flexible with my hours to accommodate my customers.
See, that's what I was about to ask you, because, if a person working 9 to 5, it's hard to get into these other tax services and stuff.
And I have something for that this year. I have an Ebony's Taxes on the Go app. So it's an app that you can download and you'll be able to file your taxes without coming into the office. It's an encrypted download. It's almost secure like a bank app. So you'll be able to download my app and I'll be able to file your taxes. You can give me the correct income documents, your ID requirements, your dependent requirements, and I'll be able to file your taxes without you coming in the office.
I don't know about all that. I'm not going to do no taxes on no app. I need to see some face-to-face contact.
And I love face-to-face.
You know what I'm saying? I need to see your eyes and stuff like that, see if I get the homeboy hookup. No, I just...
So, when someone comes to you for their taxes, what's, I guess, the fees to have the taxes filed?
The system generates a price based on the information that I put in. So your 1040, your basic 1040 is going to start at about $125. If you have one dependent, if you have a 1099, as many forms as you have, that's how the price goes up. I'm still below the national average. You're not going to come and pay $400 or $500. It's not free, but it generates the price. I just know I'm below the national average, and I also do rider fees for your college students and your dependents that have jobs, so that they can do their taxes correctly. I do them for $25.
So what's
my
up?
Senior citizens, I give them a discount.
So do you give first time people, the people who first start with you, do you give them a tax service like first time home buyers type thing?
No, but I do do a $15 referral fee. So if you send someone to me, I'll give you $15 once they pay for their taxes. So once they pay for their fee, I do a $15 referral fee. But again, it's Ebony's Tax Service. I determine at the end of the day. So like sometimes people's situation is different. Say you owe student loans or child support, it's gonna get took. You got 4 or 5 years you need to take care of. Sometimes I can make exceptions for that just to kind of help you out.
Okay. So go ahead, T.
No, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, so you can. Now that's what I'm saying. So you say if I. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If I owe child support this year, you can hold off on me paying child support this year?
No, I
okay.
cannot.
I better say, 'cause I know the state
No,
did it.
I cannot.
They're going to take theirs regardless.
They're going to get theirs.
They're going to get theirs first, right?
Yes.
Right.
No, I cannot.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
And if
I'm on my
you
way.
owe child support and I file your taxes, they're not going to pay me my fee. Like, say you don't know that your taxes is going to get snatched. They're not going to pay me my fee. You're going to still have to owe me that tax fee.
So the tax fee is going to be the 125.
It all depends on what I charge. You'll know what I charge you before you
sign the paperwork and stuff like that.
Like, I know places that people don't realize how much they pay until they done got home or when they got their check. No, I'm very upfront, honest. This is what it is. Because when you come in with your W-2 and your income documents, I can look at your tax return and kind of base what your refund's going to be, just based on my knowledge.
So you can eyeball it and be like, you're going to get such and such back?
I can.
That's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I might have to get over to Ebony Tax Service, man, so you can eyeball and see what I can get.
So what new tax changes should people be looking out for?
Some of the, and I bought my handy book. It's something that it's a go-to book.
Yeah, she thought it was what's that when you go to school and show and tell. She bought a little tax book with her.
I bought my tax book. I bought my tax flyers, my Pretty Girl Grind flyers. We definitely got to talk about that in a second. But what we got new coming out this year, we got the qualified business deduction, which gives you an extra 20% if you're a qualified business on your expenses. So say you make $100,000, you got expenses of about $25,000, so it brings your taxable income to $75,000. Well, the qualified business deduction is going to give you an extra 20% on, so that's something new to help your small businesses. We have how for the past couple years they were you was getting penalized if you didn't have health insurance. Some people was paying up to $1,500 and being penalized. They completely let that go.
That's good. I think they was ripping people.
Thank you for coming there. Because I transferred a job and I lost my enrollment period. And I've been thinking out of my pocket now.
Yeah.
And if the gap is open and you get fined, because Metro did give me a...
Yeah. Will.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, look, I'm in the building, Eb. Look, I apologize. There was a severe accident on 65. Had me trapped up. But listen, we talked about this yesterday for like 35 minutes.
We did.
And, because, taxes can be boring sometimes. We're talking about taxes, right?
Yeah.
But people need to know. So we were talking about...
I don't know where you from with taxes is boring. They live for that.
No, because...
tax money.
No, look.
It's like the real black people.
Right.
Yeah, no, but when I say taxes are boring, like every year, the IRS introduces sometimes hundreds, but at least a couple dozen new tax laws, right? Every year. Mm-hmm. So every year, like something changes. So we were talking about like people like myself that are self-employed.
Yeah.
So when you're self-employed, people gonna hate to say it, but Trump was friendly to entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
When it comes to tax code, Trump was friendly to entrepreneurs.
Correct.
But he's one of the biggest ones, so why would he be? Trump power, Trump this, Trump that, golf course.
Is that true? Just earlier today on his purple rally, he stated that, this year, for each single person, kids going to $2,200 per kid. Is that true?
Okay, the way the child tax credit works, you can get up to $2,000 and $1,400 of it is refundable. So someone that makes $14,000, someone that makes $30,000, you won't know until you calculate them numbers. Okay.
So there are income restrictions for that?
It's based on your income. It's like a worksheet. And then if you make about $40,000, you're not in that EIC kind of bracket, so you automatically will get that $2,000 tax credit, but only $1,400 of it is refundable. That it's not a lot of refundable credits. You got your child tax credit and you got your EIC, but dependent credit, educational credit, none of them are refundable. It just goes against your tax liability.
So for non-accountants, EIC is what, earned income credit?
Huh?
EIC is what, earned income credit?
Yes.
So how often, I know he was speaking on the changes to the tax laws and stuff like that. So how often do they go, when do they go into effect?
They normally roll them out like October, November. So a lot of the things they're already in place for this year. Of course, we got the qualified business deduction. They're talking about IRA conversions, moving expenses, the personal exemption deduction. We got your standard deduction that kind of stayed the same. So what a personal exemption deduction means, like back in the day, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, say you claim your parent or your sister, your brother, to get them exemptions in order for your tax liability to go down. Well, what they did was they eliminated that exemption. Like if you had 4 children, you might get $3,900 per exemption. So that would add up against your tax liability. They eliminated that, but the way that they made up for it in my head was they raised the standard deduction. So now the standard deduction.
So wait a minute, look, you're using all these accounting terms. The average person has no idea what you're talking about, right? So let's say like this. Say I want to claim my niece on my taxes because she's lived in my house 6 months out of the year, right? Is that still a thing? Can I still do that?
If she lived in your house 6 months out the year, but of course they're going to want that proper documentation. So say your niece lives in your house, but her mother's still filing her to get the AC, the benefits of Section 8 or
there's gonna be a discrepancy there.
Them systems are starting to interlock.
So they'll start catching people that are committing fraud.
Yes, them systems are starting to interlock. So they're really trying to crack down on the fraud.
So can 2 parents file one kid?
No.
Not electronically. What will happen is, and it happens all the time, say they supposed to alternate every year, but they're like, no, they'll try to rush. So whoever files them first, it will get accepted. But if it's your right to file them that year, you come, bring your taxes, we print it out, we mail your proper documentation, and probably you'll get your money in like July. So don't give up just because they filed them. If it was your right to file them, we can still get it taken care of.
How would you know?
Because
is it court ordered or... It's just, that's what I'm saying. How would you know? Would it have to be court ordered? Or if they found 1 year, you I got next.
It would already be the agreement between the two. But what I'm saying is the way we know is once I submit that information electronically, the IRS will accept it or deny it. Okay, when we talk about the IRS goes live, that means they'll accept your return. When they accept your return, that doesn't mean your return was right. That means that your EIN numbers was correct, which is a electronic, employment number, and then it means that the Social Security number and name matches their database, and no one filed that dependent.
Oh, right.
So that's what happened.
It just means that your paperwork was
accepted
to get processed.
Right.
To get processed,
right.
But now let me take a closer look. That's why when they go live January the 27th, they're not going to start issuing refunds until February the 15th.
So rapid refund is not a 7-day or 24-hour thing anymore.
Yes. But that's if you can process. If the bank accepts it. So that's like a loan. The APR is 36.99%. 36.99%. That's only if you receive it within 30 days. If you don't get your refund within 30 days, it like triples. So I just keep it.
So you paying a lot of money to get some money real fast.
I always keep it real with my people. If you come in and you want that loan, of course I'm gonna offer it to you, but I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you and
because
let you know.
Because it's gonna get taxed way heavier than you would.
And I don't get that money; it goes to the bank. I would just get my tax fee. But we do have an advance at no cost to the customers, $500 to $1,000, and it's really no cost to the customer. I have to pay the marketing fee.
Is that just independent tax services? Because I know some people got up to $3,000.
I see somebody giving $9,000. So it all depends on that tax preparer, what company she goes with. Like The company I've been with them 10 years, went to the seminar this year. They gave me a jacket. They presented me with a leather jacket, my name stitched in it and everything.
You got your lifetime achievement award.
But I can switch banks if I want to. I'm just one of them people that if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Yeah, but you can, it's about 6 different surrounding banks that processes, and it's approval process.